Yo guys, what is up? I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're all doing well in these crazy times. I figured that since we cannot travel and we're all staying at home, what I'm gonna do today is that I'm gonna scratch this map. So basically it is a map where you can scratch off countries which you have already visited. It will be pretty interesting to find out what countries I've traveled to. I mean, I kind of know what countries I've traveled to, but I do not know the exact numbers. A couple of years back I counted and I think I was at like 25 or I don't even know, 20 something. But that was already a couple of years back. So I'm pretty curious to find out the mysterious numbers. So what I'm gonna do today is basically I'm gonna be scratching those countries off, telling you a little bit about my travel history, what countries I've been to, which countries are my favorite, which countries do I still want to visit, and give you a little update on my current life situation. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I currently live in Poland, but I was in Indonesia when the situation got bad. I was in Bali and I was not able to come back to Poland because Polish government cancelled all flights to Poland 9 hours before my flight. So basically I had a choice to like stay in Indonesia and wait to be safe, or fly to a different European country and try to enter Poland through the land borders. Or I could also fly to Denmark because my family lives here. Because at that point a lot of countries were already shutting down and only accepting the citizens. So that means, long story short, I've been stuck at home for almost a month now. No idea when I will be able to come back to Poland. Hopefully sooner than later. But just a quick travel update. I still have a lot of travel content coming out on my channel. I traveled to Qatar and I've been in Indonesia for 1 month, so I have plenty of videos coming out. I just wanted to warn you that everything you see on my channel from now on is pre-filmed. I am not traveling right now. I am taking self-isolation very seriously, freaking staying at home and basically just working. Okay, let's get into the video. So the first country that I visited was the country of my birth, which is Poland. I was born in Poland, so this is not easy. I didn't think that the scratching would be that challenging. Okay, I'm definitely gonna make a mess, which my mom is not gonna be very excited about. And the first country I traveled to outside of Poland was Canada. So Ontario in Canada was the very first place I traveled to outside of Poland. So I've actually been to Canada on multiple occasions because I have family who lives there, and that's also why it was my very first country. But I've actually never been anywhere outside of Ontario. I've never been anywhere to Canada beside Ontario. And one of my like top bucket list destinations is definitely Vancouver. I would really love to go there. And I think two countries that stand out to me as like my earliest memories of traveling is definitely Italy and Austria. So we would often spend summer holidays in Italy, and then in winter we would go skiing to Austria. Not sure, but those countries might be like, you know, second travel, whatever. I tried to confirm that with my mom, but she didn't know either, so who knows? When I was a kid, my family would do a lot of road trips, so we would, you know, drive around to different countries in Europe. That's why I would say that I don't really remember which countries I went to in which order. So because I don't remember the order, and it would be great if I would, and if I would do it like the way a lot of YouTubers do, it would be fun, but that's not gonna happen because I just don't remember. I'm just gonna try to scratch all European countries I've been to and see how many I'm still missing. Iceland I've been to, so beautiful. I have a vlog from Iceland on my channel. Norway, never been to Norway, and I lived in Scandinavia majority of my life, so okay, let's take a break from scratching Europe because that's very difficult. One of the first countries I traveled to that I remember outside of Europe was when I was 6. We went to the Dominican Republic, and I have some memories from that trip. I think those are like some of the earliest of my travel memories. I was 6 years old, and I remember I found a coconut at the beach, and my older cousin, she was 1 year older, she told me that the coconut is a dinosaur's egg, and I believed her. So we took the egg, aka coconut, and we like wrapped it around in towel. We took it to our room. We took care of it, waiting for the baby dinosaur to like come out. Okay, back to scratching Europe. I feel like it's full-time job, you know, scratching Europe. France. So I actually used to live in France. I spent 1 year living in Paris. How does it feel to graduate, Lena? Turkey, one of my absolute favorite countries. I love Turkey. One of my biggest travel goals is definitely to travel more around Turkey. So when I was a teenager, I also traveled to the US a couple of times. So let's also scratch that off the list. In the US, I scratched off 4 states: New York, Florida, California. No, that's 5. Illinois and Michigan. Oh, and I've also traveled to Mexico. Good morning, New York. Right before I turned 18, or maybe I was already 18, I cannot remember, I went on a first trip outside of Europe, my first backpacking trip with my friends that I saved up for. I think I was saving up for 1 year to go on this trip, and it was my very first trip to Asia, and that was India. And we basically traveled all around the country. We went to a couple of cities in the north: New Delhi, Varanasi, Agra, Jaipur. Then we went all the way south to Bangalore, Kerala, Goa, up to Mumbai again. So yeah, I feel like I can pretty much scratch off the whole country. So a year after India, my friends and I, we really wanted to sort of go somewhere that was like more different and exotic. So we chose a destination that was not as far as India and not as expensive for us. We went to Russia. So we went to St. Petersburg, which I loved. It was really fun trip. Russia right now is like also on top of my travel bucket list. I really want to see Moscow, and I would love to do like a trip through Russia, you know, like go to all these less known places, like places that tourists don't really go to, like Novosibirsk and Vladivostok. You know what I've just realized? I scratched Finland off, but I have not been to Finland. This is cheating. I cheated. Not intentionally though. So right now we're approaching the time of my graduation. I was graduating high school, figuring out what to do with the rest of my life, and I figured out that a good idea would be to move to China. So that's what I did right after high school. I moved all the way here from Denmark, all the way here to Shanghai in China, and I spent 1 year living in China. I guess if you watch my other videos, you know that I've lived in China kind of twice. So I went to China, went back to Denmark, and then I moved to Shanghai again. Okay, the real question is, again, what we do with China. Like, do I scratch the whole thing off? So I did travel a little bit around China, but nowhere as much as I would like to. That's another dream trip. I really want to go backpacking around China. Oh, I would love to do that. Third Asian country that I visited after China was Thailand. One of my favorite countries for sure. I know I have a lot of favorite countries though, but... And a couple of years later, I actually got a chance to live in Thailand. I did my semester abroad in Bangkok. Done with my first class and I'm done with lunch, and now I'm on my way to the art faculty. And obviously living and studying in Thailand gave me a great opportunity to explore more Asian countries. Bangkok is like the best location if you want to travel around Southeast Asia. Flights are pretty short and they're pretty affordable as well. So I did travel quite a bit in Southeast Asia. Besides Thailand, I went to Cambodia, Vietnam. Is that it? Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. In Indonesia, I've been to 2 places though, 2 islands, Bali, Ops, and I went to Lombok as well. So let's scratch the places out. I forgot about other Asian country. Philippines. I went to Philippines twice in my life and I absolutely love Philippines. Such a beautiful country. So I've recently traveled to Middle East as well. I went to Qatar. I think my next video will actually be my video from Qatar. And I've also been to Bahrain. Okay, so we're done scratching. I counted that I've been to 34 countries so far. And exciting news is that obviously there are still so many places I want to travel to, so I want the situation to end. Let me know in the comments what are the 3 countries that you would travel to that you haven't been to. I always ask my friends this question, like if you would get like unlimited amount of money and you could travel to 3 countries, what countries would you travel to? Yeah, so let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're also gonna enjoy other videos that I will put up on my channel from now on. As I said, those videos are gonna be mainly from Bali, which I'm personally very excited about because editing this video just brings a little joy to my life. Being stuck at home, not being able to see my friends. Yeah, stay safe guys, stay at home, and I will see you soon.